Hi guys, and welcome to this presentation. Now, this presentation is really quite important, particularly when we're looking at trying to implement new habits, break away from old habits, and actually start to look at working towards long-term progress. And we're only going to do this by able to, as I said, bringing in these new habits and making them almost kind of just something that we do without thinking. And initially, there might seem like massive shifts within your life in your day to day, and you really kind of can't see how you're going to do this. But hopefully, this presentation is going to show you how bit by bit you can build up a plan, how you can allow it to work for you, and it hasn't got to be as restricted as you may think. But you've just got to start looking at things a little bit differently, so it can start working for you, and you can keep doing the things that you want to do. You can keep going out and seeing people and doing the things you want to do, but have the understanding of how to manipulate things and how to make sure that the next day you're up and running and you're going again and you know what you're doing. So it's a great one. It's really important. So let's dive in and let's get you moving forwards. So in this presentation, we're going to look at really kind of how we can plan for the week and how we can build that plan, and also then really kind of like how you can manipulate things when you're not in the gym. Sorry, when you're not as prepared, and you may have gone out with friends or whatever. So this is how I do things, and like you can take this and then kind of like manipulate into working for yourself, or just literally take it as I've presented it to you. So let's start looking at building a plan. So you need to have a plan. It's really critical. We're not just going into day to day, just hoping that we're going to be able to eat better and hit macros. And also, I'm aware that people might not necessarily, when they're starting this journey, be on macros, and they might not have a great understanding of macros, and you might be just on portion sizes. But this is great anyway, because we need to know what's containing in the food. We need to prep anyway. And also, it's great for when you do start to move over to macros and start trying to hit macros. This is how you're going to build that. Okay, so we're looking at creating 2 to 3 ideas for each meal. So 2 to 3 ideas for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Okay, now for some people, that might be quite a lot. For some people, it might be just right. But just creating even 2 ideas for breakfast or 2 ideas for the lunch, and knowing that every morning you have a very clear understanding of what it is that you're going to eat. Because everyone is different and everyone likes different things. And let's take breakfast, for instance. Breakfast is a massive one, and for many people, it's difficult. Not everyone feels like they can eat first thing in the morning, but a shake of some sort might be the next best thing. Obviously, we want to look at food first, but a shake might be there. Okay, so we go to that. Um, some people, might like eggs in the morning. Some people might not. So it's finding those 2 to 3 ideas that really work with you, and just stick with them for the first few weeks or so. Get into a routine, and once you're happy with that, then you can start to branching out and trying other things and different things. Okay, and that goes for your lunches and your dinners and your snacks. Uh, Create a shopping list of foods you like, and highlight the day that you will go out and do the shopping. So don't leave it down to chance. Oh, at some point this week I'm going to go and do a big shop. No, make sure that you know when you're going to go and do that shop. For me, my quiet day really is only one of those days, and it's Sunday. And I make sure that on Sunday I just nip out and I make sure that I've got everything that I need for the week to come. Okay. Enter your food into MyFitnessPal at the start of the day. So, if you're hitting macros, if you're not hitting macros, it doesn't matter. If you're not hitting macros, this is a great way to kind of find out where you are, how much protein, carbs, and fats are going in at the moment. So enter your food in at the start of the day. So you've got your meals, you know what you're going to be eating. Just whack that into MyFitnessPal, and then that will give you a great understanding of where you are in your macros. And then you can kind of like see, right, okay, well, at the moment it's fine, but I know that I'm off my protein a little bit, or I'm off my carbs, so that might be something that I need to up. And that's the great thing about MyFitnessPal or any tracking device like that, is that it give you a very clear understanding of where you are at the moment and where you need to push or where you need to come back on. So some things you might be eating, you might not be aware of, let's say, the sugar content of it, or the fat content of it. Okay, and we're talking natural fats here. So if you're over your natural fats, it's a great way to see that you're doing that, and you can pull back on that. So at the start of the day, just whack your food in, and you'll see where you are. Um, and then at the last one, take a look at my meal plan cheat sheet. So we're going to go through a meal plan sheet and how to build that up in a moment. Okay, there's a couple of must do's, and particularly if you're on your macros, you're going to need some scales, food scales, to weigh your food out. And remember, guys, when you're weighing food out, it's always from raw. Okay, never from cooked. Okay, when it's from raw, that's the true representation of macro breakdown in that. So let's take a piece of chicken. I know if I weigh out, let's say, 150, 160 grams of chicken, I know within that I'm going to get anywhere between 25 to 30 grams of protein. Okay, but if it was cooked, it's going to be a lighter weight, and it's not going to give me a true representation of the protein content. Okay, so always from raw, guys. Now, let's start at looking how we would build this. Okay, let's strip it all back. One of the biggest things is that people kind of look at these and think, oh my God, where do I start? How on earth, he's asked me to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. How the hell am I going to do this? So what we need to do is take it back to the bare bones. And really, I mean, what I'm going to do is attach one of these, a blank one of these, to this presentation, so you can just kind of download it and fill it in yourself. Okay. So first of all, blank canvas. The first thing that most people find easy to do is just get the dinners in, because most people kind of have a general idea of kind of what their evening meals look like. So this is just mine off the fly. So I made a steak and some green veg on a Monday, chicken stir fry on the Tuesday, turkey meatballs, homemade, very easy, really tasty on a Wednesday, salmon fillet and veg. Okay, I've got some homemade curry that I did up last week that I know I'm going to whack in there. Some card, and obviously on the Sunday I love my roast dinner, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna have that. So I always start with the dinners first, because it's a really good base to start from. Then I'm going to start looking at, literally, I have got probably 3 options for my breakfast, and those 3 I enjoy. I look forward to them. Sometimes it might only be 2, but what I try and do is get a bit more variety in there and get 3 in there. So I love the smoked salmon, my scrambled eggs, protein and fat-based smoothie. So I make up a nice smoothie in the morning. It's really refreshing. I love the taste of it. And then on the Wednesday, I'm going to have an omelette. And literally, I'm going to rotate that through the week. And I'm really happy with that. And if I feel like I need another option, I get a bit bored of one of them, then I'll bring it in when I need be. But just look, guys, just look at 1 to 2 options, 2, 3 options. Then I'm going to bring in my lunch, and lunch really kind of like goes from one to the other. But I've just put in here a few options for you. So chicken, sweet potatoes and veg, peri chicken and brown rice, natural oats. Yeah, so I'm just going to, again, my next port of call will be my lunch. And lunches are really important and to know what they are. So when you are leaving the house in the morning, you're going to have a mad day. It's going to be really, really busy, know what you're going to be taking out the house with you. Make sure it's there ready for you. Don't be one of those people that just get into the middle of the day and go, oh my God, I haven't eaten for hours and hours and my macros are out. Well, let's get organized. Let's go out the house with something. And at the bottom here, I've just put in a couple of snacks that I quite like. So I really like my 0% fat Greek yogurt. It's good, just a good quality of yogurt. I whack berries in there and I whack some whey protein. It's quick, it's easy, and yeah. Almond butter rice cakes. Again, it's quick, easy. I can eat it at my desk if I'm having a busy day, and that's how I'll just literally build the meal plan. But I would literally just start with the dinners. I would then move to my breakfast, then start looking at 2 options for my lunch, and then just start planning a couple of snacks. So yeah, this is just going over what we've just looked at. 2, 3 choices per meal. Planning the food you like and get them to fit your macros, particularly helpful when you're going out. So the reason why I put this in is if you're going out on a Friday or a Saturday night, whack it in, whack all your food in, see what you're left with. Let's say we're going out on a Saturday night. All you need to do is that you can back off the food in the day. If you bring your food down in the day, then you're going to have room to go out and have some foods that are a little slightly off plan. Going out with friends for something to eat, you can do that. Putting your meals into MyFitnessPal and adjust them where needed. A little bit more protein, less fat, extra carbs, whatever it may be. Okay, but that middle one there is really really cool because if you're going out, just back off a little bit on the foods in the day, and give you a little bit of room to play with when you do go out. All right, so eating out, dealing with the unknowns. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, guys. I want to say this straight off. It's not the end of the world if you go out and have something to eat. You've got to stop thinking that your body is going to react to one meal. Yes, the day after you might have added a couple of pounds on, but it's probably just stored water that is due to like sugars within the food or something like that. You'll lose that. Get back on it. You'll lose that in no time. And the things that we can do is make better choices from the menu. So just look at the menu and just think what is the best thing for you at the moment. Okay, don't just rush in there and just go. Get into a habit of ordering the same thing. See how you can manipulate foods and what is the best decision for you. Choose a protein and veg based meal. Basic standard kind of thing to do. Don't be afraid to ask for something not on the menu. So just adjust things. So one of my ones that I do is like if it's with chips, if I I love steak. So if I'm gonna have a steak in a restaurant or something, then I might ask for sweet potatoes or something like that. So I'll just change it a little bit, and just make it work for me. It's not the end of the world if you go over your macros through that one meal. Like I said, guys, it's one meal over the week. Obviously, yes, if you're doing this all the time, you're gonna start faltering. You're gonna stop making progress. But if it's contained, if it's controlled, and and it's just in the week, once in the week, it's not the end of the world, guys. Make the next day better. One day isn't the end of the world. As I said, an extra few pounds will be water retention from sugars and lower food quality. Okay, so most people's probably they'll go out and then the next day isn't great, and then the next day isn't great. Okay, the one meal isn't the end of the world, guys. Other tips. So look at bulk cooking. Decide a day in the week. So you've got your big shop. Now decide which day you're going to go and just cook your meals up and just spend an hour in the kitchen and just bulk cook. And everyone's day is different because we're all busy, we've got families, whatever, and just finding what works best for you. Great easy one. Leftovers on Sunday roast. Really easy. There's always leftovers in our house, so grab that. You can take that out of the house with you in the morning or something. Add it to one of your meals. Bulk cooked meals that can be frozen or kept in the fridge, such as turkey burgers, vegetarians, tofu, homemade meatballs, things that you can just whack into the fridge or the freezer, and just know that in 3 or 4 days you can go back to them and use them. Stock up on protein-contained foods. Things like canned tuna and fish. It's not the greatest quality, but it's better than what it could be. And so canned stuff can be really, really helpful around the house. Great one, 0% fat Greek yogurt, almonds, walnuts, seeds, frozen berries, all things that you can whack into smoothies, and just making sure there's things to hand, guys. All right, I hope that's been helpful. What I'm going to do is attach to this presentation is the cheat sheet, and try so you can build your own plan, your meal plan, and just put in your 2 to 3 options that you really like for each of the meals. That's going to be really, really helpful for you guys. And just start bit by bit planning out your week. And before you know it, guys, if you can get into a routine, if you can become consistent with this, you're really going to see the benefits. The people that get the most out of this are the ones that can be consistent. Once you're being consistent, you can control habits, and you control when you're going out, and when you do go out, you can manipulate things. You're going to be able to, one, live your life how you want to live it, but also keep moving forwards towards your goals. and it's a great healthy way to live your life, guys, and not by restriction. All right, guys, hope it's been helpful. Let me know if you need any more help and support with this. Always here to help, and I shall see you in the next video.